Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I hope you're doing well out there. I am totally not being held against my will to do this by Ricana.
Yeah.
I'm totally not tied up right now and going through this, but she watches over me with a whip. Please send help.
He's fine.
Anyways, as was stated a long time ago, it's time we touched on something we have never actually visited.
Yeah. You did it once and left immediately.
Okay, so what's the easiest one to get back in? Probably
City Escape will most likely be your best one.
Alright, so everyone gets to watch City Escape again. Man, it's been a while since we returned to this game.
Yeah, this is kind of long overdue. We mentioned on stream a while ago that we would do this and kind of make this a bit of a summer-long project. However, outside forces got in the way.
Long story short, she's here now, so she has me tied up and ready to do this. That being said, she's been having me play other things, like Sonic Forces, Sonic Unleashed.
You know what? You keep trying to blame me for that one when you mentioned you wanted to play that. All I did was help you.
Exactly! Don't you know it's a bad idea to help people like that? It's better not to beat a drug addiction.
Now, you will still have to complete the level in order to get this, in order to access the Chao world. That is something that I'm actually saying not just for Eternal's sake, but for those of you who don't know how to do this, all 2 to 5 of you, maybe?
There are literally dozens of us.
Probably. Okay, so your opportunity for the Chao box is on the...
I thought it was further in.
No, back down. What you want to do is you want to go over there.
Oh, I see it. Out of my way, oh my Chao. There's the key. Alright.
Now we just finished the level.
I think I guess I on the Chao there.
That's fine, it happens. So once you find these keys, which there are 2 more attempts to find this box in case you missed that one. If you did find the box, however, and then in case...
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, if you broke that box after finding the first one, you get a bunch of animals to take with you. Find the 3rd box in the level, however, because there is a 3rd one. Find the 3rd box, you get a very special animal to use on your job.
So I should have grabbed that little box?
No, we'll worry about that one later. There are other ways to get those animals when you're looking for some that are very specific. Also, you now have the magic hands. We might as well show those off. Well,
I don't think it wants me to have the magic hands.
No, you have to kind of edge yourself forward a bit. There you go.
Magic gloves.
yes. Now, one way to use these is you can transform one of those 2 gun robots there into a ball and throw it at the other one.
I now have a Pokemon. Go! Gun robot. I choose you. Oh, it's self-destructed.
Yeah.
And there's no Poke Centers in this universe.
Nope.
I hate it when they do that.
Also, I'm not sure if you've been picking up Chaos Drives or anything, but
You may need some of those depending on your feelings.
Can I at least have fresh water now?
Would you like me to give you your water cup?
Yeah, I'm good. For now. Hey look, it's a gun robot. Can I use some magic gloves on it?
No.
Why not?
It's a giant truck.
So?
It's not going to work. As a matter of fact, if you stop, it will literally run you over.
Even though it's not even attached to anything. It's just a PNG.
And you want to know something? In Sonic Generations, they gave it saw blades.
Did they at least give it a static frame instead of a wishy-washy one?
Well, it's an actual truck at this point. Yes! Alright, so we have currently finished the level. We also still have the Chao key, as you can see in the...
How did I do worse?
Don't worry about it.
I am worried about it because I did worse.
There's no reason to worry about it. We were doing it just to get here. So, this is the Chao lobby. Stop. We have several... You notice it's quite empty.
Yes.
Yeah. So, to explain a bit about this area will open up as we do more things. As of right now, it's not... We only have that one door to go through. And the teleporter to leave, which is what we were standing on when we spawned in here. However, if he goes in... There you go in. If he goes in, you'll notice that there's an egg here. So...
And just like any good responsible parent, we take tender, loving care of it and throw it against the wall!
Well, that's one way to do it.
Hi!
Don't worry.
Welcome to the world!
Don't worry, buddy.
Okay. And now, if you would be so kind as to pick up the little baby there.
Are you sure you want me to do that?
Just pick it up. Okay, now we leave out with it.
I mean...
Before the other egg hatches,
Okay.
there's a way we can fix that. You now see that we have another area to open.
Yes.
This is the Chao kindergarten. There's lots of things to do with the kindergarten, but we came in here for a very specific reason.
Didn't name it.
No, not yet. Let's see what the stats are first. We have to see how much of a disappointment it will be.
It's just a baby.
It may be a baby.
I just realized I had Japanese text on there.
Yeah. Everything does, even the fortune teller.
This is not good. Your Chao is very healthy.
Now, to explain a little bit about these little guys. If you remember from Sonic Adventure DX, where I kept going nuts over
It's
the
actually not
cutscenes.
the worst.
Let's see here. Yeah, it's pretty good. There's actually no E's on this one. Surprising.
And it likes round fruit.
Yes. That screen really has nothing to really tell us about that, but we were mainly looking for the letter ranks. Every child that hatches comes with a set of letter ranks, as you saw. The lowest is E, that's the worst, you want to try to avoid those. The best is S, which very, very rarely you can get child that hatch in the garden by default. With those names that, with an S, at least one. However, there are other ways to manipulate the game to make it so you have it that way. Right now, we're trying to figure out a name.
Oh, I have a name. Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah. Trust me. However, this is not the only one that we're doing.
I have a name for it.
This is not the only one that we have. There's another Chao within that garden, which is why I told him to leave before the other one hatches.
Come on, Jeffrey. Anyone who's been on my Twitch understands the importance of that name.
Yes. Alright, so. Now you can put him down. Gently.
You sure I can't throw him into the water?
Cannot swim yet. Gently. Okay. Now we have another one. This one we're gonna hatch gently.
So just slide through this wall.
I'll take over for this.
No.
one,
I'll try whistling at it.
That's not going to work. Let me see. This one, although you saw him throw it at the wall, there's another way to hatch them. Pick it up and shake them. Just a little bit.
Your two choices are either throw the baby at the wall or shake the baby.
Well, there's also the third option of waiting. So
Ain't
now
nobody
that
got
you've
time
done
for that. Wait, you
Place
think
it down?
humans just have 9 months to wait for a newborn to be made?
There we go.
Alright, let's see what your name is.
And how much of a disappointment you'll be, because I can tell you now, one of these is an absolute disappointment. That's how it usually happens. Now this is that. Now I've hatched them a gentle way. There are other ways to do it. Again, you can wait. There's also a weird thing in the
Oh yeah, this one's technically a disappointment.
with the water in
Some of the other ones we'll see later. Yeah, that one's a little bad.
But we can always fix that.
And of course, it likes square fruit. Like
Hey,
the loser that it is.
you be nice to the one that likes the square fruit.
No. He doesn't have the stamina to keep up, so I can make fun of him as much as I want.
Well, you're not going to be raising that one.
Then who's raising them?
I will. At least that one.
Okay, do you have a name for it then?
Yes.
What?
One of your mistakes from your chapters.
Petrist?
Petrist or Wasan, doesn't matter.
What's on it is? And one song exists.
Yes. Now, these little guys,
Have jiggle physics like Rouge.
yes, but these little guys may not seem like much now, but we'll whip them into shape a little bit.
That's right, they're not the only ones going to be pushed here. But for that, we're going to have to go do some farming on animals. Yeah, because this one's the disappointment. How do you... Ah! Got in the water!
Now, there is another type of chow we can make. Oh, we do have some stuff to give them.
Come on, guys.
They can't swim. Take them out of the water. They're not going to drown, but for those of you who are a fan of mods, there is a mod for the game that will have them drown if you're not careful.
And before we go decide to do whatever else Ricana needs me to do, have this round fruit. Yes.
That's not the round fruit.
Round fruit is only available at the shop.
That is a regular tree fruit.
But it's round.
Aw. Wasan's a little upset.
Don't worry, buddy.
Oh, you're upset.
Don't you do it. I told you I'm raising that one.
Oh.
Sonic's allowed to be a jerk to it, but we'll have another character that I'll be taking over with mine there.
And can I just leave this here before we move out, or...
You might want to give that to somebody.
Now, there is a way to actually do this and not use that up, but that using Chaos Drives, which is what that thing is not exactly the easiest way to go about it.
Alright, so where are we going next?
Well, what was the best stat on Jeffrey?
Run.
Okay, so there are a couple ways you can go about doing that. We can do a switch method, which is you can go into Radical Highway with Shadow there, do the first mission. And how many lives are you at currently?
6.
Okay, so we're gonna do a slightly different method. However, we're only gonna do this once, and then we're gonna most likely cut it out. Okay, so once you get down to the bottom of that, you see there's a boar just kind of chilling out up there.
Yeah?
Check it out. See how it has green?
Yeah?
That is a speed animal. Those are meant for running. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna keep going, because there's another run animal you can pick up. You could also use green Chaos Drives, but they're kind of, again, not as good.
What's on a box?
Yep, there's a Chappy. Oops. Careful now.
Steady now. Steady.
Okay.
A green file.
Chaos Drive.
Hey, what's this? Flame ring.
Ah, I see what happened
So now Shadow is living his flaming glory fully.
I see what's going on now.
What?
Remember where you said that we hadn't been there yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you picked the file, but you didn't continue.
No, we never went back to this after getting Lightspeed Dash, and that was only possible through Lightspeed Dash.
Interesting.
Alright. So, we have another one that we will... Actually, we passed the other one we could pick up.
But these will be fine for anything. Or you could break this, or you could break another Chao box.
Ooh, what's that? A yellow animal.
Yep.
Swimming, right?
Yes. See, you're learning.
I mean, I just kind of assumed because it's a seal, and what else are seals good for?
You can break that. And now we got a bunch of animals.
You're more than welcome to... I mean, we have to finish the level to get Shadow in there, but you're more than welcome to leave, but the only problem is we won't be able to get the animals in there. The rings are also a necessary part, but meh, you can do other levels for that.
Even after all this time, I still have no luck at those.
However, since we are going for all of them, why not wait? You can only carry 10 at once.
Now you tell me.
For every one you pick up after that 10, the first one disappears. So the one in the first slot.
Well, we lost quite a few, but we still have at least some green.
Oh, that's good. Now, the way raising Chao works is kind of varied depending on the person. Now, with the way that Eternal has treated Wasan at this point with Sonic, you are actually forcing a different alignment because of that.
That's right.
You can go forward. It's okay. You won't die.
No, there's a cheetah here.
You can pick it up. It's fine. It's a run animal.
Right, I remember this part. And I still hate it.
Well, if you were able to get the grants, you could have bypassed this part. Okay, so the third Chao box is across the way. Third Chao box is right back here.
This has a unicorn.
Yes, that is a very special animal, and if we were to give it to Jeffrey or Hassan, it would do that.
We all know it's going to Jeffrey.
That's fine. They randomly boost the stats though, so they're mainly just for having them do extra little actions. Because yes, giving the animals to your Chao sometimes gives them special effects. Things they do here and there, just out of nowhere. For instance, for those of you who like fire, you might want to find a dragon and hand it over to your Chao.
I mean, if you like dragons anyways, you should try dragons.
Well, I mean, yes. Again, they don't really raise your stats very well, so they're not necessarily good for this particular type of thing.
Here we go.
So, have you figured out exactly what type you want your Chao to go to?
Alive?
Well, I mean, yes, they're going to be alive, but I mean, like, what particular...
That wasn't so hard.
Since its best stat is running, obviously it's going to be a running type. But there are different forms of said running type. Case in point, since I mentioned that Chao is my favorite character, if we were to give, in this case, Wasan any of the animals we found, you'll notice that as you give him more, he starts to turn darker.
Jeffrey's looking...
Well, the same thing happens with Jeffrey as well. What we're doing is, because we're using a character from the dark side in this particular sense, we are creating a dark Chao. And actually, if you were to go and pick Jeffrey up, you can actually see a visible difference. What are you doing?
Giving him a boar.
That's gonna give him tusks.
Okay.
Probably. I don't know. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Jeffrey's joined the dark side after all.
Well, he doesn't have to.
But they have free cookies.
They have three different attributes they can take on. As you're seeing with Jeffrey here, he's going towards the dark alignment. However, if we were to do this with Sonic, which as long as you go in there and don't pick up anything for the stage, which we can now do since we're doing the stage select.
Look at Jeffrey's smile now.
Mm-hmm. You'll basically be able to come in with Sonic and actually kind of reverse the alignment with Jeffrey, or you can make Wasan into a hero alignment. And while doing so, you'll be, depending on the character you use, you'll be increasing the bond with them. However, if you want to speed up your alignment, on the other hand,
Get out of the water, Jeffrey, you dumbass!
before you give him that animal, set him down, and just start mashing the B button next to him, please.
Move the camera a little bit so we can have a better view.
This is usually how to boost your alignment very quick.
Oh, he's getting darker.
Yep.
What you are seeing is he's now meeting the requirements to become a Dark Chao, and he's ready to do his evolution.
That's right, hitting the tanning booth hard after being pat on the head. But he looks glorious!
Now, there are some character-specific Chao that you can get by going through changes like this.
The question is, since, you know, Jeffrey's best stat is running, do you want a Chao to look like him or Sonic?
Well, he already has the black band, the black color, and the red wings, and the red line.
Again,
He looks like Shadow.
Again, we can always reverse that. We would just have to bring Sonic in and do the exact same thing till it goes back to how Sonic is. So the choice is yours.
I say we keep him like this.
Okay. So the reason I'm asking is because depending on which one of those stats is higher, that controls what type of Chao he's going to be. And what I mean by that is, although he's becoming a Dark Chao, he could become a Dark Chao that excels in swimming, which kind of makes him look a little bit like a shark. The running stat turns him into a character Chao, so to speak, the Shadow Chao.
Okay, so what now?
Well, he's not quite ready to do much else. So we can always go back out, grab some more animals, or we can grab some stuff for Rasani. We just need to figure out what his best stat is.
Also run.
Really? I could have sworn he had a B in like swimming or something.
He had an A in run.
Ah. Well, this is going to happen again. Okay.
So
Alright.
we'll be right back. And we're back.
Now we didn't really show giving the animals here, but now you can see there's a mishmash of animal parts on Jeffrey here.
And he looks fantastic.
You can also see that the stats are also increased as well.
Thank you.
We're also in here with Rouge.
So we have double the jiggle.
Now Eternal asked a good question while we were feeding Jeffrey the animals. He was asking, was there a way to actually give them the animals and still be able to use them? There is a glitch for that, but it's kind of finicky sometimes, and it takes a bit of practice to work.
There's
One
the
way to do it is by feeding them and holding the animal to wait until they finish eating, and then while staying within a slight pixel of the Chao eating. I always wait for them to finish and then do this because it's a little easier. But once you do that, you can actually take an animal, set it down in front of them, just on the outside of where the fruit was that they were eating, and you would be able to give them that without using up the animal.
Eat it, you little shit.
However, there is a bit of science to a lot of this. What you're actually looking at is a T-tone colored Chao. This one happens to be the normal color, which, yes, normal is in fact a color upon the genetic listing. Chao range from all sorts of different colors. We might be able to see some if we go visit the black market.
To the black market. That's right, even in Chao world, there's a seedy underbelly.
Sort of. including racing and fighting.
You can buy things with rings. There's
Okay.
a light egg, hero fruit, Chao fruit.
Ah, the Chao fruit. We might want to buy one of those just to ship it off.
Yeah, we have a Chao fruit.
We can actually grab that egg too if you want. Now, when buying things here in the black market, there's one thing to keep in mind. You can only buy 5 things at a time. After that, the seller will tell you you can't carry any more things.
We're going to take a round tree and a square tree.
That might not have been the best idea yet.
We need to get the watering can and the shovel first.
If you collect more emblems, we'll try to get you rare items. Try collecting a lot of emblems. Come again.
Yes. However, do you mind doing me a quick favor? Since we're not really doing anything with Wasan, put him in the classroom for me.
Okay.
Yes, there are ways to imprison them. We're not going to worry about that egg yet. It's fine if it stays in here. If it hatches on its own, it hatches on its own. But time does not move when you're not in the garden.
There you are, Wasan. Blazing up here like a good for nothing. Come here, you. How do you already know how to fly?
Huh?
Yes, 2 points of flying.
Well, 2 points in flying is not going to do him any good. He needs at least 100 points to actually be able to take off.
But I didn't give him anything. Okay.
Okay, here we have the classroom.
Today's lesson is the trumpet.
Yep. There are 2 hidden specific traits that I think some things can actually increase, which is its intelligence and luck. Unfortunately, we have no way to check that legitimately. If you were to use something, say like a Chao editor, you'd be able to look at these things. We don't have that we don't have those mods on here yet.
On this one.
Yeah. On mine, however, we actually do. And it's very cool.
Eat the skill fruit.
I could also manipulate their hunger as well, that way, so it wouldn't seem like we're force-feeding them that much. Excellent.
Eat it!
So as you can see with the Chao fruit,
All of the stats are increasing, not just one. Okay, so, out of the numbers, which one of them is the highest? It's still run, yes?
I think so. I'm just wondering why it's giving me the option to kick.
don't.
Don't do it.
I mean, if it gives me the option to
Don't do it! You're going to upset him.
Well, run is at 69.
Okay. Is he at least walking on his own? Set him down and see. Yes.
So, with the running stat, it works a little differently. All the other ones, you need at least 100 for their stats to really kick in. Except for the power stat. You actually need that up quite a ways. But once that happens, you necessarily don't need to feed them. It's not going to happen.
No, I'm just showing off the physics of it just floating.
Yeah. The egg, anything you throw in the water is particularly buoyant. Sometimes you'll come in and it might be under the water, but the second you nudge him, it floats again.
It's an air hockey puck.
Now, we are going to hatch this one. I'm not sure what we're doing with it yet, but we can actually once they're old enough, and by that I mean once they've gone past their first evolution. I know I'm saying this as if they're Pokemon, but they actually have 2 evolutions as well.
Because it is Pokemon. Sega's Pokemon. Which they did nothing with.
As much as it pains me to say this, yeah. After this particular game, after this particular game and the Game Boy Advance games, the Chao Garden completely got removed from the series. The Chao still happen, but they're not a part of that. Now, if you were wondering what was going on with the eggshell that Eternal was giving, they can actually wear these hats. They can actually wear them as hats. But you need to give them a specific animal that does. You might be able to pull a pumpkin out of there. Keep digging around. They can also,
you shall receive.
They can also wear those as well. Again, it takes giving them a specific animal that allows them to wear hats, which we have not seen that animal yet.
A grateful little shit.
He doesn't know what to do with it. That's why he keeps throwing it aside. You have to give him a specific animal for that. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe it's the skeleton dog, which we have a better chance of finding than mountains.
Yes. However, how long before we're actually able to do anything else here?
Well, we might be able to get the, we might be able to do at least a swimming race. Since he has enough points to actually swim.
No, he doesn't.
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey does not.
Pick him up. What's his swim stat at?
1.
No, not the level, the actual number.
19.
Ah. So he can't.
For instance.
He might be able to do the first level of the running.
Alright, Jeffrey, it's time for you to be put to work. Now remember.
Welcome to Chao Stadium. Race, since that's the only one we can do.
Yes. He is Jeffrey.
Yep. Any Chao that don't exist or aren't in the garden won't be listed in that garden.
But I'm guessing Stumo Valley is the run?
This one.
Mushroom Forest?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wonder which one's ours. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell.
Don't worry, once you get better, they actually get, The reason I'm actually having him put into the level 1 of this is because, as of right now, everybody else still crawls. We're gonna at least be moving.
Well, not everyone seems to be crawling.
No, they're just standing.
Also, Omachao's packing heat off in the corner.
So, this is the Chao racing. They have a race for it. Be careful, you don't want to use up all of his stamina. Because then he'll slow down and he'll definitely lose. Granted, he's still going to lose because he's not in first place, but this is only an attempt.
You were saying? How dare you deny Jeffrey his victory?
Hey, that's up to him. I wish I was kidding about that. That's usually up to the Chao on whether or not they're actually going to win. Because sometimes they could have what a specific Chao YouTuber of mine that I like to watch.
Congratulations!
Yeah, we don't get anything yet. That is after we finish level 3.
Ah.
So we have quite a bit of feeding with the animals to do.
What are these black fruits?
That's a weird thing that seems to happen. And I've noticed it on mine. I've noticed it on mine as well. Oddly enough, I didn't notice it until I put the mods on. but it's fine. You can still feed them the food. It's totally okay. The texture just seems to disappear for it sometimes.
On that note, that seems like a perfect place to wrap up this episode. You've seen how we get to Chao World, how we as Chao, how we raise them, and what we need to do. Plus have jiggle physics of Rouge. Hopefully by next episode we'll have a champion worth showing, so I'll catch you all then.
Yeah. I'll take over for that part, though, for getting him up to those things, because it's going to take quite a while.
Yep, so you all have a good one.
See you later.